what if I don't have a partner? How can I do shadow or self-work without my partner mirroring for me? And I think that will also play into the sexual conversations that we've had too. So what if you don't have a partner?
Well,
you live alone. That's not.
You got to get one.
Kidding. Jesus. He's kidding.
If you don't have a partner, you're failing in life.
Craig, that's not even funny. You can't joke about that.
It's kind of funny.
I'm
obviously joking.
It's obviously joking, but I was like, no, that's not even fun. That's not.
Okay.
Different. Read the room.
If you don't have a partner, of course you can still dive into your stuff, right? Of course you can still do shadow work. Of course you can still start looking at things.
How does that like mirror though? Is what they're at. Like how does when they don't have the partner mirroring? So you can look at, in my perspective, and you can add on this, is relationships that you do have. Relationships aren't always like romantic, right? So the platonic relationships, you can look at the people in your life that maybe it's not even a personal level, but a professional level, the way that you interact, how they interact with you, and how you respond internally to them in two situations. So noticing what is coming up in you, your judgments are a really good mirror. And it's not just negative judgments, it's positive judgments. It's your perceptions that you are projecting out onto anyone or anything, getting curious about it. So even if it's just like watching a TV show and what is coming up for you based off of the characters, it is lighting up something in you that is right there. That is a mirror. That is something that you can look at, and being able to be in your own space and then really get curious about why. Why did this give me this reaction? Why did I feel so drawn to this type of character? Maybe it's like the terrible character, like the villain, like the one that's like causing a lot of like chaos and harm, but for some reason that's where you're going. Maybe it's the one that triggers you the most is the really nice one that is very kind and compassionate and ready to show up, and you're like, fuck that, that's scary. So it's just like, even like those, what reactions seem societally appropriate? Why? What is that bringing up with you? Reactions that you're like, ooh, that's not what they were going for. Why? What does that bring up in you? This person drives you crazy. Why? So there are mirrors everywhere. Yes, having a partner that is in your space provides a different type of mirror, and it brings up other things, but that is not the only path. That is not the only mirror in your life. Even when you have a partner in this really amazing relationship where you are mirroring for each other and you have this conscious awareness and you're going back and forth, they're not your only mirror, and you can't make them your only mirror. You still have to like see what is coming in and the projections. The work, the self-work is about every experience surrounding you, because self-work is all about you. So it's about going in.
Yeah, the idea that only a partner can mirror things for you. The world is the mirror. Every relationship, every interaction, and it's not even the interpersonal relationships. It's the person at the grocery store. It's like everything that you said, babe. It's all of these different things are going to spark something inside of you if you get curious about it and if you look. The interpersonal relationships, it's like layers of work, right? It's layers of depth. It's really diving into the shadow from the surface all the way down to the deepest, darkest parts. There's layers all along the way. And the interpersonal relationships that you have, so the relationships that you have with your parents, if you have siblings, if you have friends, if you have coworkers, children, all of these children are a huge mirror.
Huge.
And all of those relationships, and the ones that are closest to us, like your closest relationships, are the ones that are going to reflect the deeper layers of your shadow, if you are willing to look. And then the ones that are on the outside of that kind of close inner circle type relationship, they're still going to mirror things for you. They're still going to show things for you. And that's what it's all about. Being able to recognize what is coming up inside of you, what is being triggered inside of you, what emotional reaction are you having or maybe not having, And then that becomes the work in and of itself. So you don't have to be in a long-term committed relationship to start working on yourself, or even to start diving into your things. The added benefit of that is the depth with which you can go. So you're going to be able to go into things deeper in a close, committed relationship. And that's not to say like you have to be in one, or you can't go as deep as you could go if you aren't in a relationship. That everybody's different, and everybody's depth is different of where they're at and what they're capable or willing to do. But there's a thing that happens in a committed relationship, especially one where you are willing to do this type of work together, that takes you, it's almost like a completely different space. It's just a new level of inner work that takes place, and shadow work that takes place, that
it doesn't mean like higher or lower levels. It's just different area.
I hate to say that it's
playing field, not a level of or skill or achievement. It's just a different space.
It's just a different space.
Yeah.
And for us, it's the space that kind of creates the most healing and the most growth. But that's us, and everybody's different. And there's no reason why that can't take place with friends, with family. And you don't have to have an active participant in that either. Like, that's the beautiful thing, is whatever your relationship is bringing up for you, it's self-work. It's all about you. You don't have to have the other person's willingness to show up as your mirror. Surprise, surprise. Like, they don't have to be like, okay, I'll mirror for you.
Right.
They're just doing it, anyways, if you're willing to look into that mirror, and if you're willing to reflect. And then the truth too is, it's the layered aspect of, what is this person bringing up inside of me? Recognizing what that is, and then internally reflecting on that, and then mirroring for yourself and going inwards and seeing what is coming up for me. Where is this connected? What is the emotion behind this? What am I resisting? It always, not always, but kind of always comes down to, what are you pushing away, or what are you pulling towards you? Like, what are you resisting, and what are you going towards? And that is the thing of getting really curious. Like, you have to get really curious about that, because the things that we are pushing away from us are often triggered by traumas and wounds and everything like that. And then the same applies. The things that we're pulling towards us are also stemming from trauma and from wounds. And you have to see both dynamics in order to kind of make peace with it all, and then get to that place where you can just allow, and there is no more push or pull.
Yeah.
So it's a great question.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, we're big fans of couple shadow work and working together in it, and using that beautiful thing that just naturally happens in the world and in existence. Right. But it's not required. Of course not. Right.
Yeah. And even in couples, in partnerships, however many and whatever dynamics, it is still required for you. Like, I mean, I guess it's not required, but nothing's required. Like, you get to choose, like, whatever. However, you can't have all this like language, right? It's incredibly beneficial for you to like allow the mirror, allow the partnership, allow all of that building that is possible, and you've got to do your own shit. Like, over here, completely separate, that can have like nothing to do with that. So if you are not in a partnership, great. You're that energy isn't come through. You're able to like self-reflect and all of these things. If you're in a partnership, great. That energy is coming through. It's pulling out depths in different areas that you weren't able to see by yourself. You're by yourself, great. You're able to tap into areas that you wouldn't be able to see because you had a partner in the way. So see, like, the point is that we are all able, and I don't know. I just like able and willing is the thing, but I'm willing. Doesn't mean you're willing at this point. I haven't always been willing. I've been like, hell no. But we are always in a space where we can dive into ourselves and get curious about the makeup and why, and bring our best selves forward. And that is messy and dirty and hard, and it's wonderful and exciting. It's so many things. So there's no Are people in your space? Are you or not? Are you doing it right or not? Do you have this access or not? It's just, you get to show up. Healing is it's a journey that everybody gets to play. Oh, that's a trigger, huh? Everybody has the opportunity to show up. There's no piece that, you just show up. You just start wherever you are. That's where you are. That's right where you're supposed to be. And you show up and you start there if you want to. And if you don't want to, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It'll come when it comes. When you're ready, you'll start working on it. So it's all up to you. You have the wheel. You get to decide.